Good evening, YouTube. It's your man, all the rage, George Page, coming to you live on YouTube. Excuse me. Well, it's been a while since I did Muscle Talk Mondays, and I know I had promised you that I was going to have a special guest tonight, but Miss Rhonda Lee has been very sick. As I said before in my previous video, she is right now she's fighting cancer. Was it a few days ago? She had went through um, uh, you know, chemotherapy. And last night she texted me and said she wasn't doing well, and she wasn't sure if she was going to make it. So I tell her we schedule it. She texted me this afternoon. She had to go to the hospital, and I told her just to rest, take your time, and whenever you feel like you're ready to do a muscle talk, we'll do it where it's at your convenience when you feel like you're ready. I don't want to pressure her. Like I said, I was really excited about doing the interview because this would be like one of the, technically it'd be the third female bodybuilder I get to talk to on live stream. The first time, didn't the first my first interview was with Alicia Florio. That was over Instagram because I was following her Instagram. She often used to do Instagram workouts. And that was my first interview, and that was I like that. It was great. So I want to get back with Alicia when I get a chance. When she has time, and also my second interview was with a physique competitor who recently turned pro, Miss Brittany Big Lemonade Brooks. And like I said before, during that interview, bad luck happened. Her neighbor's dog killed her little dog. But but like I said, I'm still reaching out to several bodybuilders. I really want to really grow my channel. I've sent some in the IGs, Twitter, email. I mean, I'm just I'm chopping away. I probably might if I'm lucky enough, and I'll probably finally get somebody to come on and we can do a real good interview, a real full interview, no interruptions, no short interviews, no cancellations. But like I said, I still want to do my interview with um Alicia with Rhonda Lee, you know, Kiasmir, if I'm correct. I want to see what do the interview with her. I want to get back with Brittany Brooks. I hope she's able to you know get her things straightened out. And if like I said, I follow Alicia Ferriero on Facebook. And if she does an IG video, I might reach out to her again. But but like I said, that's not here. But anyway, if you read in the description, my tonight's subject matter is my top 10 favorite European FBBers. I have two watching right now. Thank you for watching, and three likes. Thank you for liking. I really appreciate that from y'all. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your contributions. You know, uh, thank you for coming. I know many of you were ready to see me do an interview with um, Rhonda Lee, but I'm sorry to disappoint you. But like I said, it's good for you to come and drop your likes. But like I said, I'm going to talk about uh, European bodybuilders. I always had an affinity for European bodybuilders. I love, there's some great bodybuilders that come from across the water, and Europe doesn't have such much. They still have their ideology, but they don't have as much disdain to the idea of female muscle compared to America and several other countries. You go like I think you go around about the across the bottom of the border around like South America, Mexico. It's not very popular. Um, Pretty much some parts of Asia, and most definitely the Middle East. And there are women in the Middle East who want to be bodybuilders, but the problem is they have to be clothed because they believe that women shouldn't show their skin, and that's the harder part about being a professional bodybuilder in the Middle East. So now, if you see my streaming, I have a Cash App now. So if you want to donate me a few bucks along the way, I really appreciate it. I still have my PayPal and I also have my GoFundMe. Like I said, some next year I'll probably be moving out of my old apartment because, as you know, me and my mother live together, and because she's passed away, but because with things going with COVID, and probably try to find me someplace they don't want to move me too soon. Because if they do move me someplace I get sick, then that's on the housing authority. I would sue them for it. But anyway, let's carry on. Now I'm a fan. I love female bodybuilders from Europe. Some of my favorites, quite a few from Germany, some Great Britain. I have a growing affinity for the Russians. Like I did a video about Natalia Kosanova, or AKA Natalia Amazonica. There's another bodybuilder who's coming up. She's from Russia. She's 25 years old. She's huge. I should have put her in this, but but this was just my favorites. But anyway, so you want to get started? We can get started now. Give me a sec. Don't take me long, and we'll start with here. Right here is one Miss Virginia Sanchez. I am a fan of Virginia Sanchez. She's been in the game for quite some time. She she's from Madrid, Spain. She was born April the 27th, 1971. Now, if you follow me, you check my history. I've done a video about her. Now, she started bodybuilding in 1990 at the IFBB Madrid Championships, where she took third as a bodybuilder. But then she had got a son, so she decided to drop out for a while. But she did come back in the bodybuilding. Now, she got her pro card back in 2013 at the Arnold European Classic. That's the same show she competed at. She got first place at that show, and she completed. The person that who came second behind her was Lisa Cross. And in 2013, that's when the NPC and IFBB kind of just let go of their uh, uh, European division for female bodybuilding. Now, she made her official pro debut back at the 2014 Toronto Pro Super Show, where she got third place as a bodybuilder. Now, she did pretty good in her career. I mean, she had some good showings. Let's see, her best showing was some of her best showings was she placed third at the Toronto Super Show in back in 2014. Then she got second at the Chicago Pro in 2015. She won the second in the Pro Masters and third in bodybuilding. Then in 2017, she got a fourth place at the Tampa Bay Pro, and she probably had enough points to go to the 2017 Rising Phoenix, where she got fifth place. She was top five, and also she competed at the Romanian Muscle Fest in 2018. I think it was 2018, 17. I think it's 20. I think 2018 was the when the Muscle Fest debuted. Now, she took 2018 off. I think, yeah, she took 2018 off. 29. Really, she took 2019 off because she really wanted to develop and come back in 2020. But because when everything's going on and when everything's being a mess like it is, she only did one show this year. The first show she did for her season was the Europa Championships, which she placed fifth place. And she felt like that was her best showing. But like I said, I'm a big fan of Virginia Sanchez. I love her. She has a great physique, a great body. I feel like I love she has I know she has tattoos now. I said before she has tattoos now. I hate that she got tattoos. And she has beautiful pectorals. She has no breast implants. She recently got engaged some time ago, and I used to follow her quite often on on a you know uh on IG, not IG, Facebook. And recently she dropped out of Facebook. I noticed that because I usually follow her on Facebook, and she dropped out. I don't know what happened. You know, it's just you know. Hey, what's that? Oh, this is from my brother Robert Henry. Thanks, Robert. He sent me $3 in my cash app. I appreciate it, Robert. Man, brother, you didn't have to do that. Yo, 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 you, yeah, yeah, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, yeah, yeah, I really appreciate that, Robert Henry. Thank you. I mean, you know, you're real swear do. You're a good brother. I really appreciate what you do for me. Yeah, I know you like the video I made about Valentina because you inspired me. Savage. But anyway, I would say next up on the list here is this is one of my all-time favorites. All-time favorites. I've done a video about her, and it's one of my top videos with the most views. I have 10,000 views. This is Christina Bach. Christina Bach, I loved her. She just had an amazing body, great abs, and she was one of the oldest competitive women in bodybuilding. She started in her mid 40s when she got into the game. Amazing body, great abdominals. You know, she was just a great female bodybuilder, and she was originally born in East Germany, the other side of the wall, on the December of '47. And she is currently she is 70 years old. She's going to be 73 in a month, from a month from now. Now, she made her amateur debut at the '87 German Championships, which she placed second, and then she became a pro at the she got a pro debut in 1990, um Miss International, which is connected to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. Before Arnold Schwarzenegger started dropping. Look at this body, just amazing. I just love German bodybuilders. It brings some great muscle. But she got DQ'd, I think, for either possibly she might have been had a banned substance, which is quite often happen quite often, quite a bit with some female bodybuilders. Look at those abs, great abs. And she she kept up to about, she got out of the game around about in the mid 90s. Now her best showing was placing second in the 94 Canadian Pro. She got fifth place at the 95 Jantana, and she also was at the 93 Miss Olympia, but she got 18th place. But she got to be at Miss Olympia. And being Miss Olympia is just tough. It's just tough. It's a tough show to be. And she is just amazing. She did a lot of during her time as a pro. She did a lot of videos, a lot of photo sessions. I like this one here. She's like a Viking queen or something like that. Like something out of it could have had her like in one of those Barbarian Brothers movies. I mean, I'm surprised she can get off movie roles, especially I think a good part of the '90s. There was a lot of female bodybuilders doing movies. I think she would have great for one. But like I said, But after a while, she decided to retire. She traveled for a good bit. She used to have her own website, and I remember she had a message board. I used to talk to her on it. You put something on the message board, and she'll respond. And one time, I remember we were even talking back and forth on the message board. Like I said, she's gonna be 73 years old in in a few months, in a month from now. It's gonna be December, and even at 73, she's in good shape, and she's still just, you know, I think she's in good shape. She maybe not as built as she was when she was competing, but I think she's still in excellent shape for a woman in her 70s. Now, next up, Jay Fuchs. Oh my God, I love Jay Fuchs. Just now, she's from Switzerland. She was born in Zurich, and I've done a video about Jay Fuchs. She has an amazing body, great physique. I mean, I've done quite a few videos of great Jay Fuchs. Uh, One thing I don't like much about her is the tattoos. Her tattoos are not two places. Like I said, she has that one on her shoulder, one on her right hip, and the one on her left thigh. And then they're not too much in the way of a muscle. They're not too distracting. They're not as covered like some women who are a bit of extreme. Like you see one that's going to be a little extreme, but Jay is just has a great physique, great body. Some shows she should have won, but I'm not a judge. I'm a fan. Now, Jay was born in Jacqueline Fuchs, you call her. Well, I go by he was by Jay. She was born in Zurich, Switzerland, July 31st, 1971. And before she got into bodybuilding, she was a Muay Thai fighter, and also she was a boxer. And I did a video where she had fought somebody that we all know. If you follow CS Combat Sports, we own this one person, GDR. You know, and you know, yeah, yeah, yes, yeah, 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 yeah. And she fought GDR about 10 years ago, thing, and she lost to GDR. And then after that, she started to get into boxing. And then eventually she retired of boxing and got into what's it? What's she fought GR like 2000, about 12 years ago, yeah. And she got into boxing, and then she made her pro debut in bodybuilding at the uh, 2011 Swiss Nationals, we took first place. Her amateur debut in bodybuilding at the Swiss National Championships. Then she became a pro. She became pro and back in 2015. She made a difference. She went third place. Then maybe a few weeks later, she got first place at the Linda Murray Norfolk Pro. Yeah, same year, 2018. Uh, uh, um, After that, uh, uh, you know, Jay took time off, and you know, it over. I'm sorry, YouTube. It's just things happens like this. I don't know why my, you know, acts frame like it does in the middle of a good. You would chop it up pretty good, and then it just goes out. Let me straighten it out. Alrighty, we are back. Let me check something here. All right. Sorry about the going out like I did. It's just yeah, it just happens sometime like that. I just sometimes it's computer. But what I did is I hooked it up to my modem here, and I usually try to do the Wi-Fi, but sometimes the Wi-Fi is kind of fun. Probably need stronger Wi-Fi system. But anyway, like I said, Jay Fuchs is really she set out the season. She set out 2019 to focus on conditioning and more size. And she wanted to come back for this season, but COVID shut down a lot of shows. There was only two shows for Europe. She didn't do the Europa Championship, so she might do the Romania Muscle Fest. She might do that one, or she'll just sit out and try to come back next year when everything seems like it's better. You know, but like I said, Jay has a impressive physique. She has a great pedigree. I'm a big fan of her body. I'm a big fan of body. I'm a big fan of her body of work. You know, I really like Jay. She's just has a great body. I had to step for a second, but like I said, she has a great body. She's still getting some gains on her. I think I see her maybe by you know if she don't do the muscle fest the this year, she'll wait and try to do one of the American shows next year. Possibly she might try to do Chicago Pro, where she has done good in the past, or usually, which is the first bodybuilding show for the season, is the Toronto Pro, the Super Show. So there's a good chance she might do that. So yeah. But I'm gonna say that we're gonna move on. If you're still here watching, I really appreciate you. You know, yeah, yeah. Anyway, now number four is a one go back. This is an old school classic of mine, and this is a lady. She is great physique. When she was competing, another that didn't bow to silicone, and this is Amelia Hernandez. Now, Miss Hernandez was born in Barcelona, Spain, February the 14th of 1965. And like I said, I love the Spanish women because this is Spanish from Europe, not Spanish from South America or Mexico. There's a big difference. They're more, what we say, white than anything. Compared to the Spanish thing, like down in like Mexico, South America, many of them are either mixed, like you have the Spaniards that came and conquered the territory, the natives that lived there, and the slaves they broke. The Spaniards broke. But there's quite a few people. If you go places like Venezuela, Bolivia, those people look more like white people. That's the idea of most people don't think that everybody that's from that part of the world looks like you Jimmy Smits, but quite some of them look more like Brad Pitt or Matthew McConaughey. Now, uh, now she was born, like I said, it's Barcelona, Spain. I don't have her amateur debut. It's hard to find that stuff. There's a lot of stuff they don't keep. It's they'll keep with that information as much. But I know she debuted as a pro back in '94 at the Jantana. Now the Jantana, where she placed 15th, and Jantana was one of the best shows around back then. It was like one of the few standalone female bodybuilding shows. It wasn't associated to any men shows like the like how Miss International was associated with the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, or how Miss O was part of like Mr. Olympia. It was a standalone show, and quite a many women had competed there. So the show ended about 2003, 2002, if I can remember right. Now, her best shows really was getting 10th place at the '99 Jantana Classic, and after '98, she retired. You know, I think she moved back to Spain. She's married, and even for a woman in her mid 50s, she's in great shape. But she did get a breast implants. But that's typical. It happens. After a while, you decide to get breast implants later in your life because you want to feel more feminine. But like I said, you know, she even now she's in still good shape. I mean, she still works out. She still trains. I mean, she's impressive. This is what I want to do. If I could, they're creating so many divisions in bodybuilding now in the pros. They need to create ladies masters. Don't call it masters. Call it the ladies division for women who are 50 plus, who are still in great condition. She can come back out of retirement, compete as a ladies call it like a ladies masters, or I call it a ladies class. I would call it the ladies class. I call it masters. Masters more like men. Call it ladies. Or if I had a way, I would like to do uh kind of a show and just have it just with legends like her, Taji Colum, Yaxini Orkin, um, let's see, uh, Annie Ricovier. Oh, she's in great condition. She still can, compete as a bodybuilder. She's not as big as she used to be, but she's still in great shape. Debbie Bromell Washington. There's several ladies who are like over 50 who are great condition. You know, even though they're retired. Okay, number 5 on my list, Renee Campbell. Now, Renee, I follow her. I used to follow her often on social media. She don't be out as much anymore. But Renee was born uh, May of 15th of 1977 in the UK. I don't know exactly in the UK, but I know it's the UK. And one thing about her story was like she was coming up. She felt like she was an athlete. She biked, she swim. She started in bodybuilding and early in her life. In 2009 she competed in the NABBA Universal, but she didn't place. And this is her like she's more of a closer to physique, but back in you go in Europe and some places that's still considered bodybuilding. But she is involved for years. Now, Renee made her pro debut back in 2013 at the Chicago Pro, where she got fourth place. You know, and I don't think she was in as a pro for long. She competed in a few shows. Her best showing was at the fourth place in the 2013 Chicago Pro, and back in 20 in her she got fifth place at the 1916 um 2016 Linda Murray Norfolk Pro, and that was her last show. I think at Norfolk she retired. She went back to, she's a mother. She has children. She went back to her family, went back to England. She really started to focus on her training and training other people. She still does. She did some videos here and there. She did some photo session stuff. There's a lot of stuff you follow her on. She has a lot of videos on YouTube about her. She's even done a documentary about herself, and it's just amazing. She has this lovely big smile, you know. And look at those pecs, great pecs, you know. And she has big, like she had a dragon tattoo on her back. But if you see Renee now, yeah, you're kind of surprised. Yes, she's all tatted from head to toe. You know, and I just like I said, I did a video about her being, getting tattoos. I'm not a big fan of female bodybuilders tattoos. It just kind of take away from muscle. But what she's doing, she's focused on training other people. I don't think she says at one point she said that she's not going to come back to bodybuilding. She had her time. She's done. She want to focus on herself and on her business, and I respect her for that. But like I said, I still have videos of her. I still have that she's on YouTube. There's pictures of her everywhere. I like the old Renee. I'm not a big fan of the new Renee. So if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. So you know, we have here another bodybuilder from Jolly Old England, Paula Birkinshaw. Now Paula is she was born. I don't have her date of birth, and she is from the UK. Paula's been around for quite some time. She made her pro debut in British Championships, where she got first place, which gave her an automatic ride to as a pro. Her first show as a pro was the 91 Jantana Pro Classic. And her best showing was at 91, and she took the first place at the Jantana Close uh, Pro Classic. Her last show, her another best showing was where she competed. She competed at a she one thing was a controversy in '93. It was a it was in '92. She competed at the Miss International, and she came in with a great shape, great body, amazing. But at that time, around '92, they were pushing another female bodybuilder from Germany by the name of Andrea Schreiner, and she got eighth place, and she came out doing the show in her street clothes, posing along the other women, and she got suspended for that. She was suspended for a whole year for it, and that was just a big controversy. But she did come back in '93 and competed at uh, the Miss International, I mean Miss Olympia, but got 12th place. She competed one more time in '94 at the Miss International, and well, she only she didn't get too far. She got a 10th place, and after that she's retired. I think after that she got pregnant and had a son named Connor, and she with her husband Steve. Both her and Connor and Steve, she lived happily ever after. This is one picture from this is from a picture from the Miss Olympic grave. Just look at the lines, look at the cuts. I mean, she was tall too. She was a tall drink of water. But like I said, she, is married. She has a son named Connor, and with her husband Steve. And she's a big horse enthusiast. She's what you call equestrian, which is people like to ride horses, and she often goes to horse shows. But she still hangs around. She often comes to the bodybuilding shows. She works. She helps out. She volunteers, because she's a legend. She's like she just being that controversy back in '91, where she back in '92, I mean, at the Miss International, when she came out, that was just made her a legend. But she has quite a few pictures and videos of her. I would say check them out. You can probably find my YouTube. You can Google her, Paula Birkinshaw. Now, after Paula, and I know I'm probably going to disappear to some people, is one Miss Alina Pupa. Now, I know Alina has a big fan set, and this is Alina before she had She had blonde hair. She had glasses. Now, Lena was originally born in Romania, but she grew up in Sweden. Was it Sweden or Switzerland? It's just Sweden. You know, and she made her bodybuilding pro debut. She was born. Okay, she was born in Romania, October 12th of 1978. Now I did a video for her birthday. That was about a couple weeks ago, and she made her amateur debut in 2000 at the Regional Cup, where she placed second as a heavyweight. But she finally came and became a pro back in 2010 at the Miss International, but she got eighth place. And she's always been kind of that bridesmaid, never bride type bodybuilder. I mean, just an amazing body, great, just amazing, great. Just, I mean, and we know all of the controversy in between. Her best showings was at third place at the 2011 Miss International. Then she got another third place at the 2012 Miss International because Iris competing almost every of those Miss International last 6 or 7 years. Then back to back second places 2014 and 2013 and Miss Olympia. Now she sat out for most of 2015, but she did come back in 2016 and competed at the Rising Phoenix, where she got third. She got a special invite. There's a controversy about that. But she sat out 2017, but came back 2018, won the Tampa Bay Pro, which gave her a shot at the Rising Phoenix, where she won it in 2018. And during that time, while she was out, she was training other bodybuilders. Uh, Here she is working with, Lisa Cross. Lisa Cross is one of her um, clients, and also there's another bodybuilder. I forgot her name. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good evening. Good evening, Aaron Garcia. Yeah, you don't like Aaron if you like it. Yeah, and she right now she mostly now she's Alina is mostly more of a executive with Wings of Strength. Um, Some say she might come back and compete now that the Olympia has come back, but there's a thing is it's a conflict of interest now that she works for Wings of Strength as executive that she can't peak at the Wings at the Miss Olympia because the fact is she works for the Wings of Strength, even though because the Jake Woods who owns Wings of Strength, owns the Olympia weekend. He owns Olympia now. So that'd be a conflict of interest for her to compete at the Miss Olympia. So I think now she's focused her career as an executive, and she probably still trains people, but she's still in great shape. One thing I think she, like me, I did a video about her where she, decided to bow down to the need of silicone. And like I said, I'm not a fan of when female bodybuilders want to get breast implants. That's your choice. That's good, but some overdo it. If you're, don't get a triple D. Maybe get like a small B or a large C at the both at the best. Don't get something that to take away from your body and physique, like distracts it. So I think some women have pillow for that. You know, I think Um, Now number 8 is a legend. You know, and that is Hanny Van Aken. Now, Hanny is from Holland. She's a Dutch bodybuilder. You know, I don't have her date of birth. It's just like I said, a lot of these older bodybuilders, it's hard to find out information about them because they're not on social media that much, and and a lot of stuff, a lot of channels don't keep up with them as they should. But she did make her amateur debut at the 1986 NBBF Holland Iron Meeting, where she got second place as a heavyweight. But she made her pro debut at 1988. Uh, it's 19. It was 1990. 1990 Miss Olympia, which took 10th place, and that was one of her best showings. Plus, she got 10th place at the Miss International. Now, um, you know, Haney has been kind of like she's the blueprint for certain bodybuilders. She was considered the buff blonde Barbie, and she's the blueprint for certain bodybuilders such as Alicia Young. Now, you know, Alicia Young. This is the person she mostly idolized. This is she's closer to what Haney looked like today. And Hanny just had a great she's a blonde, beautiful, gorgeous. She done quite a lot of videos and photo sessions. She was game for a good while. But I remember one story said that she, after she retired, she had, I think she was living in, was it up New York State or New Jersey, running a pizza parlor or something. And this is the most recent picture I could find of her. And I know she has to be at least swinging to her 60s. But I think this picture was taken about, I was gotta say, about maybe the early 2000s. And she looks good in condition. She's in great shape. I mean, if this is like early 2000s, if she's still in good shape, she can come back and compete if she wants. She probably does a few shows here and there, but she still looks great. You know, you know. So I loved her. She was just an amazing body at work. But anyway, yeah, yeah, and she's yeah, yeah. A lot of bodybuilders like to be behind the scene. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know you. I think you're a big Renee Campbell fan. But that's how it is sometimes. A lot of feel about them is retire. Now, next up I have here is Mr. Minus. She's from France, and I don't have her exact birth date. She was born 1960, which if she's today, she is in her 60s. Yeah, I remember I saw her. I said, I mean, she has a beautiful body, great muscle, just huge. Just amazing. I feel like she was one of the bodybuilders that really should, really had gotten more. But I don't know, judges. I'm not a judge. I'm a fan, and I don't understand how some bodybuilders who come with great condition, great bodies, great shape, how some judges don't give them higher. But it's about conditioning. It's about this. It's about that. It's always some several little factors about being a judge. And I'm not a judge, I'm a fan. And I feel certain bodybuilders should have done better than others, but that's not here and there. Now, Marisa made her pro debut, made her amateur debut in '98 at the uh, I, IBFA World Championships, which took fourth place. But then a few years later, she became a pro and she competed at her first pro show, which was the European Super Show, where she now placed. Now, the European Super Show was a show that was promoted by Betty Pariso and her husband Ed. And it was a few years ago the Parisos decided to drop female bodybuilding from the Europa show, Super Show. There's a story about this, but I'm not going into detail about it. Uh, now some of her best, she don't have up to me best showings, but her one of us, she was 10th place at the was it the Miss Olympia back in, was it 20? Can't see. I forgot to put that. Was it 2010? I think it was 2010. She got 10th place, and then she is see. Oh, wait, sorry. She That's the wrong one. I'm looking. Sorry. She got second at the 2007 Jantana as a heavyweight. Then she won the 2018 Galaxy Pro, and her last show was the 20. Was the she placed 12th at the 2018 Rising Phoenix. But she mostly just models. She does video chat. She even has her own YouTube page. I would say check it out if you're a big fan of French female bodybuilders. She has a great body, great shape. She ain't no beauty queen, but she has an amazing body. I feel like I wish she stayed a little longer. Maybe she would have won a few more shows, but you know how it is. You get tired, and I think it's really a strain on the human body, even when she's at 60. She got married a few years ago. This is her husband. They got married about a couple years back, and I often talk to her on social media. She says she likes to come back to the States, but with things going on with coronavirus, it makes it difficult. She has to come back and maybe do some guest posing, do a little touring, see some friends. Maybe during this virus, she might even get her to come back and compete again. That'd be nice to see her compete. And has a impressive body for a woman her age. Yeah, yeah, she's up there. Yeah, Aaron, it's like you say, like, yeah, she's, you know, yeah, she was impressive for a woman her. She was pretty impressive. But like I said, the show must go on. And I have one last lady to mention. And this lady is another woman from the Netherlands, another Dutch body. She was also popular a good part of the 80s. This is Ellen van Mars. Yeah, you think you're looking at a picture of Bev Francis, but it's not. That's Ellen. She almost looks like Bev Francis. She kind of looks like Bev Francis a bit. You know, great body, impressive pecs. This is old black and white when she was training. Now, I don't have no date of birth for Ellen, like I said, because she's a little bit from the older generation. She's from around about the 80s. And it's hard to, nobody really keep a lot of stuff unless you can talk directly to that person. They can give you all the information, the history. That'd be like easy, but I really did my research on this one. Now, she is another Dutch bodybuilder from Holland. She made her amateur debut back in 1902 at the NBBF at Hercules, which took first place. And then she came pro in 84 at the Miss Olympia, where she take, what was the place that she took? I think she took sixth place. She knew it was good. But she was a staple. She was the main staple of the Miss Olympia. She quite often was at, almost every Miss Olympia from 84 to the last one in 89. She did a lot of photos. I mean, she had an amazing body. A couple of times, some people feel like she should have won at least one Miss Olympia, but back in the 80s, the big Miss Olympia was, from 84 to 89 was Corey Everson. And like I said again, when you're the champ, people are always gonna go with you. Like with Linda Murray, who when she was a champ, a little other than she lost to um, Kim Chevetsky, she was no longer champ. And then she came back, you know, and took two more titles, but you always go to champ. Now, her best showing was third place at the 86 Miss Olympia. Then she got second. No, she got third place at 86 Miss Olympia, and then second at the 87 Miss Olympia. And her last Miss Olympia was 89, where I think she got fourth or fifth place. And after that, she retired, But she had a great body, just she was one of the, I would say, blonde goddesses of that area. Like you had Corey Everson, you had Talia Knight, you had Sandy Riddle, you had Jackie Presley. I mean, it was just there's that generation of the blonde goddess is a good part of the 80s. You know, but like I said, I think she gotta be in her 60s. This is the most recent picture I found of her. She looks just in good shape. The bodybuilding lifestyle, can keep you a lot younger than you look at. She might be a little older than you think she is. She actually might be in her 50s, but I know she most definitely, I believe she's in her 60s. So That's it. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, there was a lot of there was a yeah, 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 yeah. There was a lot of classic ladies back then. I think the best showing for female bodybuilders would have to be the best time where I think in good part of the late '80s to the '90s. You know, and there were some great ladies in that time. Amazing condition, amazing shape, and like I said, you know, I think now is a good time for female bodybuilding because now it's that the Miss Olympia is coming back to the Olympia weekend. There's more shows than there was before. You had maybe the most. You had yes, I know. Yeah, yes, I agree. Yeah, they they do. I agree. Yeah, I guess, but like I say, you know what it is. It's about yes, it's great to see Miss Olympia. It's just that's how it is, Aaron. It's about who is on top, what the judges like. It's not about what us the fans like, you know, you know, and it's about what the judges feel is working, what they want to see, and it's not up to what we want as fans. But like I said, it's just bodybuilding. Field bodybuilding has come a long way now. It's doing a lot better than it was before. Um, I'm glad that thanks to Jake Woods, his company Wings of Strength, they're giving it new life. They're keeping it growing. There have been so many years. I recently realized Mux Magwa said there's a nail in the coffin for female bodybuilding, but it survives. Unbelievable, it survives. You know, you would think it would have been, swept up and died off and dried off and buried and gone, but it's still surviving. Why? Because the fans, because the women who still want to compete, that's what's keeping it going. Us, the fans, Aaron, like you know, you know, it's like, it's, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's you know, it's us that's keep it going, that keep surviving. Even though a lot of the magazines don't print as many female bodybuilding shows or have female bodybuilders in it, is they barely getting sponsors, and it's just because they want to push something like bikini or figure. And here's such just I saying, this past shows, a lot of bodybuilders have switching up. If you notice, the past 3 or 4 shows has been won by figure competitors. The Europa Championships, the New York Pro, the Savannah, and the Omaha show. Those are all physical competitors that won those. You know, now and yeah, and I see the figure competitors are going up, and the physique competitors are going to bodybuilding because you know, like the Chicago Pro, they had 30 women competing in physique, nearly 30. And some women who compete in physique decided to jump over to the field bodybuilding show because there was as many. Like this is good stuff. They should have did like there was like so many at the Tampa show. They should have jumped over. There was only, I think, 7 competitors for this year's Tampa show. 3 or 4 physiques could have jumped over to Tampa and probably even won a shot to go to Olympia. And the one woman, I think, Margarita Zamalova, who won the Europa show, she placed third at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic Physique show, and she's double dipping. She's doing also the Miss Olympia and the Miss Physique, so she's double dipping. I don't think she's gonna do too well in Miss Physique as long you have Shanika Grant and Natalie Conejo, in that show. But like I said, she should stick to bodybuilding. Get out of physique, stick to bodybuilding. And I think there's a figure competitor I thought about named Tracy Weller. She competed figure for a long time, and she jumped over to physique for the Chicago Pro. But this is what should happen, you know. Yeah, 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 quite often, yeah. Yeah, I think this is what should happen. Get rid of figure. No point to figure anymore. Because all it is just, it's like physique. There's no point to it. You have bikini and you have wellness. So the girls who doesn't have enough muscle for physique and are too big for bikini can do wellness and just get rid of figure. And if you have the flexibility, you still have fitness. You can do fitness if you gotta flip, jump, and move around. If you're flexible. So if you're a figure competitor, you don't want to do physique, and you feel like you don't want to do wellness, then do fitness. And just get rid of figure. There's no point to figure anymore. Yeah. 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 Figure's it's useless. There's no point to have figure anymore. What's the point of it? All it is just like physique with high heels. I've seen, like I said, like this is one person. The lady I did an interview with, Brittany Brooks, she competed in figure, and she decided to jump to physique, and that's how she got her pro card. Well, you know, physique's supposed to be like, you know, you know, it's supposed to be like classic bodybuilding. Where the women were like, I think from close to like about of the mid 90s. That's what the idea of physique supposed to be. It's supposed to going back to the 90s. Where you know where bodybuilding has most strength, its most popularity, and that's the idea of it. You know, it's this that it's based on that old rule that they put in about 30 years ago, 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, where they wanted women to come in 20% less muscle, where let's focus on the upper body and the lower half. That's what it is. The classic lines. I don't like weight classes. I don't like weight. What's the point of becoming a pro where you compete in weight classes and now coming from an amateur in a weight class coming, that means you have to either, develop better condition, a better physique. Uh, remember they dropped uh, weight classes back in 2006 because you're not really seeing contrast. Yeah, that's what it is. You don't see how. And then also, if you come from as you okay, you compete as a lightweight, you get your pro card. you have to go to a physique level of a middleweight. You come in as a middleweight after you get a pro card, you have to get to the level of a heavyweight. And you come in as a heavyweight after you get a pro card, then mean you have to do better conditioning and come in more and with better definition. You know, you shouldn't, there shouldn't be no, you shouldn't have to hold your back and keep yourself into this box. You know, that's what it is. It keeps you in a box. It doesn't make you advance. There should be no weight classes. I know they got kind of weight classes in the men's, but the thing with men, the men are different. The men bring in more muscle. Maybe they should make a short class, but they shouldn't do that either. I don't even know why they make a weight class for the men. Like they got a 212, so that's a heavyweight class. That's like a middleweight or lightweight. I'm gonna think a middleweight class. What's the point of having a weight class? And some of these guys who compete in that class will compete in the regular bodybuilding. You got the guys who do men's physique. What's the point of that? It's just guys who don't want to put in much work. It's half stepping. But anyway, I'm just like I said, I'm rambling a little bit and just talking. And I appreciate you coming in, Aaron. And I really appreciate my man Robert Henry dropping in something in my pay in my my cash app. You know, like I said, I want to do more videos, and and I'm hoping I get to do some interviews. I'm gonna keep trying to reach out to certain female bodybuilders, and maybe get to do some interviews. Um, I want to do more. You know, and yeah, I really thank you, Eric, because like I said, you're still here. I got 4 likes. Man, Robert Henry, he dropped some, a little of my cash app. You know, and like I said, I really, really want to do tonight was to have the interview with Ron Cashmere, but because of the situation, it's not happening. But I'm hoping I can get bring in a female bodybuilder on here eventually, and we really do a real interview, really chop it up, really talk about the sport, the path it's going, how it's going. But right now, like I said, I gotta let her get herself better. I hope she gets better. I hope everything's okay with her. I'm gonna text her tonight because, like I said, she lives on the West Coast in California. I'm here on the East. It's 9:45 here. That means it's 8:45 there. I hope she's not asleep. And I might try to text her and then try to call her. I don't, but I probably just text her and see how she's doing. Like I said, I really appreciate you for coming from my live stream show, Aaron. Uh, I really appreciate anybody who did come by. I know really many of you want to come by and see Rhonda Lee. I'm sorry I disappoint you, but like I said, once we get things settled, I like to get Ronnie Black here. I'm already reaching out to several other female bodybuilders. I'm hoping, like I think, when she has time, I want to get Brittany Brooks back on, and we can really chop it up. She decided to skip competing this year. She's not going to do the. She didn't do Chicago. She was on the list for Chicago Pro, but she dropped out. She said she was doing Arizona, but she changed her mind. There's so much stuff going on. I want to help her, if I can. So I probably in the morning, but I'll probably reach out tonight and see how she's doing. But like I said, I really like to thank you, Aaron, for coming on. My man Robert Henry. I'm surprised Mark Bells didn't come on. And I want to say this. It's your man, All the Braves, George Page. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out.